It's dark here.
Too dark in this corner.
Hey guys, it's Calvin and Jason from the Cartoon Company. Jason's doing something a bit different today, and he kind of looked at me funny when I suggested it, and actually he looked at me really strange.
No, more like disgust.
You're not used to this sort of thing. I asked him to please raise the Soarer. Now we've raised plenty of four-wheel drives before. We've raised Hilux Utes.
Yep.
You know, all that stuff we race. So this particular car has done 30, I think it's done 34,000 Ks. And it is a very, very tidy car. Unfortunately, I live in the muddy farm, so it's a bit dirty, but really, really tidy car. And it was purchased with these coilovers in it, which are absolutely fine if you're a young fella and you don't mind a bit of a bumpy ride and really low. However, the owner, Aaron, doesn't really like the bumpy ride. So he asked us to convert it back to a stock set of coils and stock shocks. We purchased a set of KYB shocks, gas shocks for front and rear. And Jace harvested a set of springs yesterday out of one of the many parts cars we've got lying around. Did you put normal wheels on the back of it? Or did you put those little space savers?
The space savers on it, funny a lot.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what's happened to those.
No, that's shit stuff with from dark as hell.
I have a set of my camper van somewhere. Something happened on driving into the workshop on the space savers.
Oh, it got stuck.
It got stuck.
Yeah.
It lost traction in the doorway because of that little tiny lip or something.
Yeah, that's it. Totally. Well, the dash, well, actually what happened was the dash fell on my foot.
Yeah. Dash fell on your foot.
Yeah, and my foot was stuck on the brake and I was trying to accelerate at the same time and I got stuck.
Ah, right.
I was trying to ease it nicely.
As you can see in here, this thing is super tidy under here. It is has been have a paint job. So Jace, as I said, he whipped out this coilovers, and we fitted up some harvest.
Wasn't this car that had the space savers on it?
Yeah, it wasn't this car that had the space savers. This car wasn't the one with space savers. Where is the other car? Where'd you put it?
Down there.
Oh, down there somewhere?
Somewhere here.
Oh, next to you. Okay. Did it start all right this morning?
So straight off the key, boom, fired up.
Wicked. New petrol helps, eh?
Funny that. You know, I didn't like driving up the gravel.
No. So fortunately, we have a couple of spare Soarers, which enables us to do this sort of job for Aaron at a pretty reasonable rate. He is the owner of the LS2 Hilux. See, when it came in last time, it had different wheels. It had like some 19s or something on it, 18s or 19s. So he's put some wheels that he liked on it too. And then, did you measure it when you drove it in?
340 and 335 or something like that.
Yep, so when Jace brought it in, he did measure the vehicle to check the ride height and confirm that we have actually raised the Soarer. And next he's going to get in, he's going to have a look in this department and possibly do a cam out on it. See if it needs one, see if it's ever had one. We'll make a decision, try to just make sure this vehicle stays as pristine and lovely as it could. See inside? See how tidy it is inside? Oh, shit. See, I made a little note. There's a left-hand caliper spring missing. So something in the left-hand caliper, there's a little spring or something missing. So have a look at that and then harvest appropriately. All this is coming out. One of the trick, the hydraulic fan pump. The other end of that, there's a banjo fitting. So Jason's going to undo that, undo the return line, take the radiator the reservoirs, all that stuff out in one go. This one will be undone and left in place, the power steer, but this bit, that, and that is all coming out. Jace is hammering along, front pulley off with just a normal 3-jaw puller, nice and simple. There's a little bit of ugliness down here. The power steer, that's the aircon pump.
It's quite shiny.
Yep, the air conditioning pump, you have to undo the front bolts completely because they bolt through into the hydraulic fan pump. So what Jace will do, he'll undo the front ones and just loosen the back one. He drops the alternator off. It's had an alternator, eh? Oh, I think Aaron did the alternator. He'll drop the, on some of them you take the pulley off the power steer pump if you don't want to remove the power steer pump. But this one it just slips out, so it's not too bad. They certainly didn't do the rotors because there we have the crack. There was the Jace threw it over his shoulder, but you can see here, just perished and shitty and yucky. It's clean in there though, eh? There's some seals. Yuck. So this is the old Soarer that we rated the parts out of for Aaron's. I forgot to write on the list that he wanted the tail light changed, because you can see just there. Oh, you can't see it maybe. There's a little crack. So we changed tail lights as well. But what we didn't show, and Jace pointed out to me later, was the traction control butterfly had been removed. We got the main butterfly closest to the engine, we've got the TPS, and then we've got the traction control TPS or sub TPS. We've got this butterfly here that is connected to this motor, so when the car detects traction loss, it shuts it. Well, Aaron's has had that butterfly removed. They've taken the screws out and removed the butterfly. Now this actually was kind of interesting, because just driving up to the house, the traction control light would flash. It thought it was putting traction control on. There are some features in the ECU that just changed the mapping a little bit, but there was no traction control, no reduction of power in the engine, because that butterfly had been taken out. And it was kind of strange to see that, but it did the job. It made it a non-traction control without any other codes, and everything else worked. The car thought traction control was enabled, which was kind of interesting. We'll see what those cam seals look like when you get them out. See if they're crunchy or not. Does that pump not want to unplug? Does the are you using that to hold the wiring out of the way for you?
Yeah.
It actually works, does it? Yeah.
Gravity's helping.
Gravity, yeah. So you've fitted the belt. Marking there looks good. That will be TDC officially. And that one lines up. And that one lines up. And of course it lined up on the marks on the belt, because we're using a genuine belt. Makes it really easy, eh? Mm-hmm. Lovely. So whole lots of new bits in there. And it's getting new caps, it's getting new rotors, because Jace threw the others over his shoulder. Aaron did put a alternator on it. It stopped on them. Yeah, I know, we've seen it. It's broken. Put it over the shoulder again.
How did it end up back here? I threw it away.
Did you measure it?
Don't need to, it's higher.
By lots?
By about feet, it's my feet.
I don't think we could put our hand through there like that before.
No.
I don't think we need to measure it anymore.
I underestimated how low it was. I will take back what I said the other day. It was quite a bit lower than I thought it was.
So it's now a standard Soarer again. I wonder how How low is the one that we rated the parts out of? With the Apexi springs in it. This has got Apexi springs in it.
I've thrown it away several times and it keeps ending back on the car.
Why?
Because he picks it up and puts it back on the car.
Why?
Because he's been a prick.
Don't forget your clip on the bottom hose. Oh, that's what you got now. And how do you bleed it? Whip that undone, that one there, fill it through there until it comes out of there, and it's done. Easy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to the dyno. We're all back together. I bled the cooling system up, and I've just double checked it after running it. Really easy, just pop this filler off, or the bleeder, fill through here until it comes out of there, lock it up, put the cap on, get it up to temperature, turn it off, let it sit. It's nice and quiet, but just listen to this. Not sure it'll come through on the camera. It's never nice when you get to the far end of the job, ready to send it home, and you notice a bit of a noise, but I don't think was there beforehand. So, diagnosis of a noise like this. It's rotational. Whip the fan belt off, or the accessory, the drive belt, noise goes away. So we knows it's at the front. We've checked that pulley already, and the power steer pump looks like it's been rebuilt. So it's the mechanic's stethoscope. Quiet. Quiet. A little bit, that's pretty quiet. Quiet. Oh, not so quiet. It appears the air conditioning pump is where the noise is coming from. Air conditioning pumps are great because they're actually often really easy to diagnose. They have an off button. So it looks like it needs a bearing in the air conditioning pump as well. But that's nice and simple to diagnose in this case. Right, bit of a wash. We test drove it yesterday. We got a warrant, which is something we need to do to make it legal here in New Zealand. Of course, we got a wheel alignment because we've had suspension out. And it's pretty much done. And look how high it sits. Oh, it's actually not too bad, and it drives beautifully.